Hey people, what's up? This is Otaku Geeks, and today's video is going to be how to properly watch The Legend of Korra Season 1. For the lore. First, we have Welcome to Republic City. Don't skip the intro, it speaks important details. In this episode, we are introduced to a new avatar who's named Korra and how she needs to start her airbending training with Aang's son called Tenzin. Also, we see some of the problems that the protagonist will have to face in Republic City. And lastly, this chapter tells us who'll be the big threat, being Amon, the leader of the Equalists. Then you'll see a leaf in the wind. The times of the key points of these episodes, they're gonna be in the video. And in this episode, we have the first Korra airbending training, then the introduction of some members of Team Avatar, then Korra tells Bolin and Mako that she's the Avatar, then you'll jump to the revelation where the key points are Mako and Bolin's backstory. Korra loses her bending, Amon's speech. The next episode that you'll see is called The Voice of the Night. In this episode, we are introduced to Asami. And the other key point of this chapter is Korra knows Asami. Chapters 5 and 6 are a skip. Then you'll jump to Aftermath. In this episode, Korra overhears Asami's dad and notices that he works for the Equalists by manufacturing their gauntlets. Korra, Chief Beifong, and other police and Tenzin go to investigate Asami's house to find enough evidence to culprit Sato. The next episode is when extremes meet, and the key points are important dialogue between Tenzin and Korra, and when Tarlok turns out to be a bloodbender. In Out of the Past, we have Korra meditates and unlocks some flashbacks of Aang. There are 3 flashbacks. As I told you before, the times will be in the video. Then you'll see Turning the Tides has important stuff like the invasion of Republic City by the Equalists. Team Avatar, Tenzin, Lin, and Tenzin's kids are trying to protect the city from Amon's sidekicks. Pema gives birth to Rohan, and Amon takes away Lin's bending. General Iroh comes to Republic City. The next chapter is Skeletons in the Closet. The most important detail of this episode is when Tarlok confesses his brother is Amon. And in the times, there is the whole flashback of Amon and Tarlok and how they were mistreated by their father. Last but not least, there is the last episode of season 1 called Endgame, and in this chapter we have Korra airbending for the first time, the introduction of Tenzin's brother called Boomy. Then we have Aang's appearance, first avatar state, and the restoring of bending of Korra and Lin. For the action. If you wanna see Legend of Korra for the action, I'll put here some of the badass fights in the season 1. As you can see in the picture, in Welcome to Republic City, we have Korra's firebending test, giving gangsters a lesson, and a police chase. Next, we have the second episode of the season called A Leaf in the Wind. This chapter, we're introduced to pro vending. So there's a lot of pro vending stuff in this episode, and like training matches with Bolin and Mako. Then Korra goes berserk in her airbending training, and Korra tries pro bending for the first time. In Revelation, we have chasing the bad guys who kidnap Bolin, the actual revelation of Amon, plan to rescue Bolin. Then we have the voice in the night, and the key points of action are Korra's dream and attacking the Equalists. Then there is the spirit of competition. This episode is basically full of pro bending matches and practice. Next to that, we have and the winner is, and we have Fire Ferret match, Wolf Bats versus the Equalists, fighting the bad guys. Then we have Aftermath, and we only have fighting Sato's robots. When the streams meet, we have a car chase and a fight of Korra versus Tarlok. In Out of the Past, we have Jacon's bloodbending Socket and Tough. Turning the Tides, this episode is about Equalist's invasion of Republic City. Also is action-packed because there are a lot of fights between the characters protecting the city from Amon's sidekicks. Then you'll watch Skeletons in the Closet, and there's a war between Equalists and Team Avatar allies. And the last episode of the season, the key point of action is Korra airbending for the first time. For the romance, if you care more about the romantic side of Legend of Korra, then I'll put the romantic moments in the screen. The Voice in the Night is the first episode with romantic interactions, starting with Mako and Asami's first date and Mako and Asami car scene. The next episode is the spirit of competition with Mako and Asami love interaction, Korra and Bolin's first date, and Mako confesses his feelings for Korra. Then we have Out of the Past with Mako and Korra romantic moment then a skeleton in the closet, Mako and Korra romantic talk, and the last episode with Korra and Mako romantic scene. For this psychology. Now is the time for those who like to watch series for the sake of the science and like to analyze on deeper thought the minds of our favorite characters. In this season, I found two. The first episode with more psychological content is The Voice in the Night. In this episode, Avatar Korra is having nightmares and flashbacks because she witnessed Amon taking away bending firsthand. Also got traumatized by the fact that she lost her bending temporarily because of the chip lockers. The second moment is when extremes meet. Korra is feeling like the worst avatar, and the team help her to feel better. That's the ending of the video, you guys. If you like the video, don't forget to give a like, subscribe, and share so more people see our content. See ya.